Okay, we're going to be taking a look at the demo for a game called Towerix91. It is self-described as an incremental tower defense game inspired by PC games of the late 80s and early 90s. Collect crystals, unlock dozens of upgrades in the tech tree, place towers on walls, upgrade them, and use abilities. Repel waves of enemies while steadily strengthening your defenses. So, I think the thing I originally saw was yep. Yep. I don't even get to finish that sentence before immediately seeing... Alright, so the thing I had originally seen it as was saying that it was trying to go for like a, you know, like 95-ish aesthetic, you know, the very distinct Windows look. So it doesn't want to capture. There we go. So that was kind of strangely difficult. Okay. Oh, and there is the restart of the loop. Okay. So kind of looks a little bit like the Survivors game there. Metal Shell, was it? The mech one? Alright, orientation. Well, that's a very basic path, isn't it? Alright, select a tower type, then click a wall slot. I guess we'll just do ballista. Why is the ballista a knight? I'm sorry? How much money? We have 80, so I don't think we can... no. Okay. That is not the icon I would have chosen for a ballista. So can I place stuff while the wave is ongoing? Okay, I'm gonna assume that the 200 gold is good. He's got a pretty good range. Okay, 500 for him. So do we get an idea? Yes, so... magic is ever so slightly more... okay, magic is actually the largest range for any tower. Alright, do we have a speed up? I do not believe we do. Ballista needs rubies. We have 3. 2 crystals. Well, we sure as shit could use some more money. Oh, dear lord. Okay, so Berserker is significantly faster. Kind of ironic, because now we want a pause. Damn. Well, that wasn't very good. Alright, Berserker can go there. We have a Frost. Slows enemies. I guess we can... put a Frost here, maybe? I don't think there's any kind of... I don't think there's any kind of synergy. Can you tell them how to attack? Also, no. I think we're about to lose. Tower will be destroyed. Oh, that's great. Oh, the one I need exactly, too. That's absolutely wonderful. I don't know if the enemies have elemental resistances. No, you cannot select enemies. So you have no idea how much health they have exactly, really. Wielding? Okay. So it looks like they're mostly just going for a whatever is in front, you know. They're not prioritizing on health or anything. I don't know if there's going to be any sort of thing to allow you to focus on such things. How much health do I have, even? I do not know. Do I have health? Yes, I do. Bottom left. Alright, so 200 to upgrade him. If I upgrade him, what does he get? Let's see, 22 DPS. Oh wow, that was... Oh. Oh dear. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. I think confusing him was also a mistake. Huh. Okay, he's a little bit better now. Yeah. So, do you get meta upgrades? Are these meta? I think they might be. Yeah, it looks like they are. Alright. So yeah, I think one of the current biggest issues with it is just the fact that you can't really tell them what to attack. Like really, not being able to tell them what to prioritize is such a big issue. It's kind of the issue with, what was it, Goblin Buster until they added that too. You know, the lack of a speed up? Alright, maybe. Also, really? The Berserker is that bad? 5 gold for each. Ugh. Alright, so he's gonna have to be there. We're gonna have to put something else there. Inferno, is this like a splash damage versus groups? Okay. I was hoping it was just a constant emitting AoE, but it's not. Apparently the lightning can chain? I don't think I ever saw it doing that, though. Actually legitimately doing worse. Gross. Poison. Okay, recall, relocate a tower, gold rush. And if you could get them a little bit more reliably, these power-ups wouldn't be too bad. I'm gonna have to, like... Yeah, okay, so it's just a straight quit. There is no return back to menu. Oh, and we're not full screen anymore. I like the main menu. It's doing a very good job at being, you know, reminiscent of the operating system of the era. Which would be the better position for this? Both are pretty good, honestly. So I think the game also just kind of needs a little bit more music, because it gets pretty repetitive pretty quickly. So how long am I gonna give this? I don't know. We got 10 minutes already. I'll give this maybe up to a half hour. But the lack of a speed up, and it's very much akin to a lot of the other rogue-like-ish tower defenses, where your first couple of times are really just going to be you failing and just trying to get meta upgrades. And I'm really not fond of that particular trend, if you want to call it that. Like, it's a bit tiring, you know, not being able to actually do decently initially. You know, how many games are just kind of like forcing you to kind of just lose immediately. It's a little annoying. Jesus. Okay. Alright, 200 and 260. And yeah, I can't afford either. Excellent. So the magic tower was good. I don't think I'm going to use it. I think I'm just going to try to use the berserkers and just hope that they can do good enough. That is probably going to be a mistake, and I'm probably going to regret it, because the magic tower was actually very useful with its very long range. I still don't think it was chaining, though. I think that might be something you have to research. Speaking of, magic. Resonance field? Magic range, magic damage. Oh, good. More range to the thing that has the biggest range. It's a sniper. Yeah. Yeah, you do actually need to upgrade it, and you have a choice between 50% extra damage and 20% fire rate, which is... both are good, though. It's a bit too situational between. Oh, it's a bat. Maybe magic at the very end. Oh my... Just go for the weakest! God... Ah. Oh, oh. Good. Alright. Well. So much for that. Okay, so that one dropped a sapphire, an emerald, a sapphire. Is there any real way of gleaning what the hell they're going to give you? I don't think so. Oh, good. No, I really do love just seeing two of them get away when they had just a sneeze's worth of HP left, when anything could have done it. If you could just tell them what to do. Oh my god. Oh. 12% to all tower damage, fire rate. Yes! I guess we could do both. That's fine. I do find it kind of funny how there's only 4 waves, though. Alright, we're just gonna dump both of these on. You know, there's also just no, like, auto start either. No auto start. No speed up. No, you know, being able to tell them what to target. I could take or leave the auto start, but the no targeting really kind of sucks. That would have been good at any other time. Oh, oh, they stack. Wait, no, do they? I don't know. Wave rush. Huh. Yeah, I guess that's your speed up then. It's not starting the next wave, it looks like it is just speeding up the current wave, so... Huh. Alright, I suppose. That's fine. Ruby. You know what would be interesting? If what they were dropping for the, you know, diamonds and pearls and whatnot, if the gemstone depended on what was killing them. But not how you might think I mean. Like, I don't mean, you know, like, oh, okay, the ballista is dropping rubies. No, like, have it be like the combat triangle where, you know, ballista can drop an emerald or a topaz. You know, berserker drops a sapphire or a diamond. You know, like, have it, you know, like, kind of be opposite of what you would expect them to be. You know, red doesn't drop red, green doesn't drop green. That way you still need to have a variety. I don't know, maybe it's doing that already. Mage is getting emeralds. Oh my god, no! Kill! Kill quick! Nope. I hate that. I hate that so much, just watching them slowly piddle into there with no issue because no one wants to focus on the ones that are wounded. Okay, well apparently red also just gives fire right now. That's fine. There we go. And too bad you can't get a refund of the 5 rubies. You know, like if you get a flawless wave, it gives you some of the rubies back. Would be nice. Really not getting sapphires though. Let's see. T damage, 20 magic damage. Wait, which one was the... Oh, it's 2. Okay, 12 amethyst and 5 sapphire. Amethyst and sapphire. Yeah, I have none. Extra gold, overcharge, recall, gold rush, slows all enemies. Meter doesn't seem very useful. Okay, well, upgrading him might have been okay. Challenge wave. Enemies 13, mutator, armor tied. All of them have 3 armor. It's the last wave, 1 diamond. Probably not. 4 seconds on Blizzard. But that's all, Poison AoE DOT, but it doesn't tell you how much damage it does. I might have to do that one. Overcharge is also emeralds. I'm getting decent amount of emeralds and whatnot. Wait, was that the last one? Oh, was that an optional wave I could have just gone an extra bit for? I think so, actually. Fortification. Alright then. Alright, we are 20 minutes deep. Okay, we will do acceleration, which sounds like they're just going to be faster on this one. That would be a great position for Berserker if you could get him enough range to actually encapsulate that whole bend. Okay, Ballista's just gonna have to do the job. Yeah, that's good enough. So I think the music has changed on this level. Two crystals. We don't have a thing called crystals. I think it's just, if it says crystal, it's just a random one. Oh, I have a diamond now. Like diamonds in the sky. Inferno is very expensive. And it really makes me think it's not going to be worth it. Gold generation in this game is kind of... Well, gold is a very limited commodity, and it kind of feels like at certain points it's maybe even more valuable than the gems. Or crystals, if you will. What's this does? Oh. Is that attack speed, or just... I think it's attack speed. Yeah, it is. Alright. Infuse. Okay, that's a very slight amount of damage increase. Okay. They're just gonna attack whoever they feel like. I don't know what the algorithm is for their aiming, honestly. Because they started attacking the cultist dude as opposed to the one that was out in front. Okay, so I think maybe magic here might be able to reach the area over there. I'm not sure. It's almost double damage on him too, but he also has 2 upgrades, so... Okay, wave end does not give you... Is that good? Yeah, I think it helped. That's kind of unfortunate on the range. I do find the magic towers attack sound effect a little funny though, just... Not really all that impactful, is it? Frost at the beginning, maybe? I'm not sure. Is that really going to do me any good if I do that, though? Oh hey, 3 diamonds. What are they even used for? Gotta be like... yeah, the very last upgrades. Frost slow goes up. So that's a little... I don't know. Feels a little weird that cryogenic seems to be entirely for the frost towers, despite it also having, you know, its own specific upgrades. So... I don't know, it's a little weird that that particular tower gets 2 upgrade trees where everything else basically just gets 1. And then just kind of generic everything. 25% burn chance? So that's specifically Inferno then. Is this just for everything? 18% chance of crit? Because... Why would you ever pick anything else? Well, I mean, you know, you only get the one choice, but it's like, okay, so you have 25% burn chance on Inferno Towers, presumably. I don't know, maybe it's everything has a chance of burning? I don't know. If everything has a chance of burning, then maybe. But 6 DPS does not sound particularly great. 18% crit and then 1.25 crit multiplier. 1.25 crit mult is not particularly great, but let's say on something like this tower. Alright, 46. What would 25% of that be? Let's just say 50, because 100% divided by 25% of 100 would be 25, so 12.5. If the thing is getting a crit, it's doing twice as much damage effectively on that one crit than the 6 DPS. So you would have to really get a lot of consistent crits for it to outpace the fire. But then if you have something like the Berserker where it's attacking really quite quickly, and then it's also the question of whether or not the burns would even stack. It's also the issue with the targeting, so I still feel like crit would actually outpace. Why am I even thinking about this? I'm not going to be able to grab the upgrade here anyway. 10 pixel blast. I don't think that's... It does not sound very good. I don't know how far that is in this. Yeah, like, is that gonna get it here? Or are we talking, like, here at the end of the gray? Well. Yeah, now we're okay. Alright, so if I put him... That is actually a pretty big range, isn't it? Okay, so if I put a mage tower here, it should be reaching, like, there. Let's find out. Yeah, about where I thought. I could put an Inferno at the very beginning. See, Gold Rush is going to be 2 Topaz. Nope. No, I just don't have enough. It's not worth it. I wonder if you just fill the entire screen with mage towers, if it would actually be the best tactic. Kinda seems like it would be, at least potentially. You know, especially if you give him chaining. We'll just put that there, hopefully he does something. Did he miss? No, he hit that one at least. Don't know if that was actually worth it. Also, why is the Inferno Tower just, like... It looks like a knight just with an eye patch. Like, pirate knight. $400 to upgrade him. Jeez. Yeah, that 15% range didn't really do much, did it? It is kind of unfortunate that you can't infuse them with the different crystals to give them different effects, you know? Like, okay, give them amethysts, so that it increases the range, because amethyst being magic tower and they have the longest range, you know, stuff like that. Because it looks like the infusion is just extra damage. And that's it. You know, there's no choice of upgrades there, because, you know, maybe giving this guy, like, 1 hit of extra range would just be so worth it, because then you could actually encapsulate that whole area. I'm in 400 gold. No, it's the end of the wave. Why are you getting... Are those, like, optional infinite waves, maybe? I don't know. So that was significantly easier. Reinforced space, 4 maximum lives. Max lives. Barrier restore. Cryo coating, frost slow, frost slow. Cryogenics is honestly kind of underwhelming. Alright, we're at half an hour here. Venomous Edge, 40% poison, 3 stacks. I would assume it can do up to 3 stacks? Is that what that means? 40% speed, extra damage by 10% as well, but you lose 15% range on the Berserker. Oh. Oh yeah, no. No, you would have to go right side. It's just too good. Alright, we're at half an hour. I'll do one last one. Oh god, this is very busy now, isn't it? Alright, no matter how this one goes, I will be ending it after this one. Upgrade just to start with some more money would also be kinda nice. Speaking of... Never mind. Getting the feeling I should put a frost tower right there. Though I'd also kind of like to see a magic tower there, because he would be able to hit everything. At the very least, the unupgraded magic, the frost towers feel a little moot, maybe. Them only hitting one at a time is not very helpful. Alright, we'll put the frost there. He's got an okay range. So he does actually target ones that are not slowed. Never mind. What? Oh, dude! What? What? No. No. No, if he's going to be doing that type of crap, no. I need him to focus on ones that don't have the slow, and he's just... what is his targeting? He was hitting the ones that were not slowed in successive order. He was doing good, and then just started hyperfixating on the cultist that was slowed. I do not understand why. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?! We could have lost 1 HP. No, instead we lost 4. Man, really? I really want to give him the extra, Okay. I really want to give him the extra range from his own perk tree. What's this? I think there's like a little graphical glitch going on there. But yeah, no, amethyst, topaz, and diamonds are just very rare. I'm not sure if you have to specifically do chests and the extra waves at the end for them, or if they just have a chance of dropping from monsters. I don't know. I think it might be that. I think it might just be you needing to do them at the very end of the standard waves. Alright, let's see. So 200. I'm going to upgrade Tweedledee there. Okay, he is now 19 damage per hit, but 129 DPS, so that's pretty good. That's not good. You don't really have any good way of taking out the armored ones, do you? Ah, that's a little close. Really would be nice if the magic towers didn't have a 500 gold upgrade. Little demon dudes mucking about here. Alright, I don't think I can... Okay, well I can. Pierce one enemy. Runic Javelin, 60 pixel blast, 40% splash damage. There's 2 total. Yeah, you can take the very last one? It's very strange. We're gonna take Whirlwind for Zerker. Then just dump 2 at the very end here, I suppose. But that attack speed is pretty good now, though. Let's just infuse them both. 111. Alright, gives them 2 extra damage, flat out. Kinda makes me think of Castlevania. Just throwing the axes. Alright. Fog of War, 1 diamond, 600 gold. So, we are now into the overflow levels, and yeah, we seem to be doing okay already. Let's just give this guy an extra level, just in case. Hey, Scroblins. I was kind of expecting the game to maybe play into the whole, like, 90s Windows aesthetic a little bit more. Oh, Fog of War. Yeah, Fog of War is actually really kind of punishing modifier, isn't it? Oh, that's it? You only get the 1 extra wave. Oh. Huh. So there really is just no reliable way to farm them then, is there? Well, that's unfortunate. Huh. Okay. Well, there you go. That was the demo for Towerix91. Let's just look at what this looks like. Okay. It's alright. I hope that they add a little bit more to this, because as it is, it's very... well, quite frankly, basic. Is it bad? No. No, I don't think it's bad. I think it's decently done here, but it definitely needs a little bit more options. A little bit more towers or upgrades for the towers. You know, just something to help spice it up a little bit, because, yeah, I kind of feel like a few of the towers might be a little less than useful. At the very least, out of the gate, they're not that great. But considering that some of their materials are a little hard to reliably farm, seemingly, it makes making them viable kind of inapproachable, really. You know, like the idea of a slow tower, you know, that's a tried and true thing for tower defense games. But, especially with the aiming, as was evident there by the cultists being fixated on while the other things were slowly slinking away, that's a problem. Now you can make them into an AoE, but again, you need to farm the materials for that. And I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason to how they're dropping them. It looked like the last 3 were just rare ones that you kind of need to look out on chests, or the extra optional wave at the end there. Yeah, so there's also a lot of that extra room on that upgrade menu. I think there's a lot of things they could do for extra upgrades for either specific towers or overall upgrades like they have done. I would like to see more upgrade trees. There's a lot of real estate on that particular upgrade menu. You can add a lot in there. Even if they're only small extra little things, you know? But yeah, like graphically it's fine. I like the graphics well enough, but I don't think the icons for the towers necessarily correlate to their names. The whole, like, extra pixel, you know, definitions for some of the things, like, oh, this has a 60 pixel wide, you know, damage AoE. Okay. How big is 60 pixels in relation for this game? You know, I don't know. What else? The maps? I know I only looked at 3 or 4 of them. I hope they do some more interesting stuff with them. Have some, you know, have split paths, you know, have 2 entryways, have the paths kind of like go back in on themselves, if you know what I mean, you know, kind of like a infinity symbol almost, you know, where the path does a loop-de-loop and then continues on, right? As it is, it's left to right, very basic. Is that necessarily bad? No, but it's basic, gets kind of old very quickly. Been there, done that. All 4 maps seem to be basically the exact same in that regard. Would also give you more reason to have, you know, like in the middle of those loop-de-loops have like a berserker, you know, or hey, maybe like a fireball or a frost guy to help slow the wave while everything else peppers away at them, or, you know, kill the wave, whatever. But yeah, hopefully there's a little bit more to add to that, because as it is it's very basic. It's fine. But yeah, that'll be it for Towerix91. See ya. Have a good one.